Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Meryl Fatemi. Getting right into our last segment of our show here, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Houston Rockets Golden State Warriors series, a series that's been really must watch. Every game has been unbelievable. Game 1 was the Steph Curry show. Game 2 was more of the Jalen Green, Amen Thompson show. Obviously, Jimmy Butler getting hurt in that game. And that's honestly it's going to have a wide effect on the series in general. Game 3, we saw Steph Curry continuing to take over without Jimmy Butler in the lineup. The defense of the Golden State Warriors playing a big role in this one. Draymond Green's defense. And I think a little bit of the Houston Rockets youth showed in that Game 3 with showing up, going into Golden State. Golden State obviously being one of the more hostile environments in the NBA. Not hostile, but just like loud. And just for young teams like the Houston Rockets, it can cause a lot of trouble in general. So we knew that was going to be a little bit of an issue, but it showed itself in Game 3, and the Golden State Warriors up 2-1 in this series, going into Game 4. The last Game 4 that needs to be played of this first round so far is this game. Everybody else now on Game 5 or looking forward to a Game 5. But it's honestly, this game does really depend on the health of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, before Game 3 being announced that he doesn't really have a whole bunch of mobility. He's been labeled with a pelvic contusion right now, a bone contusion. In general, he took an absolutely hard fall in that Game 3. Or Game 2, excuse me. And whether you want to say it was a dirty play from Amen Thompson or Draymond Green pushed Amen Thompson in general, whatever it was, Jimmy Butler took a hard fall in this one. And I said before, right after it happened, I believe I had the show on, it was on Friday. The game happened on Thursday. On Friday, I was back on the show, and I said, Jimmy Butler is most likely going to be out through the series, through Game 3s and Game 4. And I said he was going to be back. If the Golden State Warriors wanted a chance to have Jimmy Butler back, a healthier Jimmy Butler, they needed to force the series to Game 6 to have a chance. Right now, they're doing better than that as they have a 2-1 series lead. But I still stand by that. If they want Jimmy Butler at his best or a better version, they don't want a hindered Jimmy Butler. They don't want him on the court playing and forcing himself through a little bit of a nasty injury. That was a nasty injury. Falling 8 feet, he was probably up towards the net, falling close to 7-8 feet through the air and falling on your butt like that, on your lower back. That is nothing but shooting pain whenever you stand up, whenever you walk, whenever you run, and especially when you jump. So Jimmy Butler has got a long, I don't know if he's going to be healthy through the playoffs. I think he's going to be taking a lot of painkillers, going to try his best to be out there on the court. But I think if you want the best version of Jimmy Butler on the court with you, you need to wait to a Game 6, if not at least Game 5. If you ask me, I don't think he's going to play tonight. I think he's going to remain out. I think Steve Kerr is going to keep him out just so he can keep a little bit of extra rest. Part of me still wouldn't be shocked if we still see a Jimmy Butler crazy game and he shows up and is like, I don't care, I'm going to take a bunch of painkillers and show up and play. We know Jimmy Butler is that kind of player. He wears his heart on his chest. He has the label of playoff Jimmy in the playoffs. And he's the definition of a warrior, and he fits nowhere. He doesn't fit anywhere better than wearing the label of Golden State Warriors, because he fits that title absolutely, especially in the playoffs. That's just my take on it. I think Steph Curry is going to need to continue to generate his own offense, because that was a big reason why they won Game 3. Him being able to spark the offense going into halftime over the last 5 minutes. I believe he scored like 3 threes going into halftime. Didn't have a great game. I believe he only finished with 20 points in this one. So it wasn't the best game out of Steph Curry, but he still had a great game in general. So major props to him. Also, did I say 20 points? Why did I say 20 points? I think I was talking about game 2 if I said 20 points. Regardless, I think I was, because he finished with 36 points in this one. Finished with 36 points, shooting 5 of 13 from 3, 12 of 23 from the field. And that's honestly what you need Steph Curry to do without Jimmy Butler in the lineup. You need him to shoot more. You need him to generate his own offense more. And you need him to carry the offense the best he can. Even though Amen Thompson is guarding him, we know he can generate space. Even though Dylan Brooks is guarding him, we saw him generate space on his own. His dribble is crisper than ever, looking eerily similar to the way he looked in back in the day, before the 2020 era. Back in 2018, we saw how crisp Steph Curry's dribble was, how he was able to generate his own offense. His shot is better than ever. He's shooting the best percentage he ever has in his career. So we just need him. He needs to shoot the ball more. Plain and simple, he needs to generate the offense the best he can. And if he can't get it going early and Golden State falls behind early on, I don't know if they can recover from it, really. If they also need a Brandon Pajim, they need a Buddy Hield. In game 3, it was the plays of Buddy Hield and Gary Payton Jr. Buddy Hield going for 17, Gary Payton Jr. going for 16 points. They need players like that to step up without Jimmy Butler in the lineup. If they're gonna have a chance in this series, if they want to win this game, they need these guys to step up. But this game is also a must-win for the Rockets. If they go down 3-1, this series is most likely over. I say most likely just because we have seen teams come back from 3-1, but a young team like the Houston Rockets is pretty much... This is the equivalent of the Detroit Pistons coming back from 3-1 on the New York Knicks. And there is no way I'm going to sit here and compare this Golden State Warriors team to the New York Knicks. So that's where I'm going to end this conversation right now before I get my head chopped off. But yeah, overall, this game, the Rockets need to win this game. And the longer they push this series, the more they give Jimmy Butler a chance to come back. And honestly, that could be for the best. Do you want a hobbled, rusty Jimmy Butler coming back in the second round going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves? Or somehow if the Los Angeles Lakers can come back from 3-1 down, if they go up against the Los Angeles Lakers? Do you want Jimmy Butler, a young hobbled Jimmy Butler like that as well? No, you don't. So this game is must win for the Houston Rockets, and that's where I'm going to leave that conversation. I think the Houston Rockets win this game, and I think this is going to be one of the best games of the playoffs because I think Jalen Green is going to come out, show up, and show out. Amen Thompson is going to guard up. Jimmy is going to play much better defense on Steph Curry than he did in Game 3. And Alperen Şengün is going to continue to be an X factor in the low post for this Houston Rockets team. The way he's dominated in the first 3 games in general, he's going to continue to do that. But yeah, that's overall what I got for this show in general. Please let us know what you think in the comments below. I love to see comments in the chat because it makes this much more interactive, not just me talking to myself. I love talking to you guys in general, but just making it more interactive. Let us know what you guys think. We can create a little bit of a debate going in the chat. But yeah, overall, thank you guys for tuning into the GSMC Basketball Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It does really make a difference more than you guys think, whether it's positive or if it's just criticism in general. I like working criticism because it allows me to see what I'm doing wrong, what I can improve upon. So I'm open to anything and everything that you guys got to say in the comments. Don't be shy. I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. It's just, I like constructive criticism is an important part of this business, an important part of what we do here because it helps us build a better show. It helps me build a better show for you guys and helps you guys hear more of what you want to hear, what you guys want to hear more often in general. So just please let us know what we can improve upon and what you guys like about our show in the comments below. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you guys once again for another unbelievable show. We got another packed slate of NBA basketball tonight with the Cleveland Cavaliers looking to finish off their sweep on the Miami Heat. And then, of course, the main course with the Golden State Warriors going up against the Houston Rockets in a crucial Game 4. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your days and happy NBA basketball. Be back tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. Until then, this is Mayor Fatemi, the host of the GSMC Basketball Podcast, signing off. Bye-bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to